Hey guys, this is the Fat Panda back with another video gym challenge. This is actually a rematch video for the first time a challenger has come back for a second helping of a beating. This is going to be Dragon Claw again for the rematch. If you remember the last video when I faced him, I soundly defeated him 6-0 actually. He never even took down my two starters. So let's see if he does any better. I look at his team. He has the exact same 6 as before, so he didn't swap out any of them for the 2 extras that you're allowed to have waiting in the wings. Now let's just start the battle. Alright, this time he leads with Aerodactyl and Slowking. I can see what he's trying to do here. He's probably going to try to taunt my Cresselia since Aerodactyl outspeeds it. And he's just using Slowking there as the fastest sweeper he has in a trick room. So I go and I fake out his Slowking actually to prevent any sort of setup with Calm Mind. And he goes for the taunt as I expected on Cresselia. He thinks he's got me here, but what he actually doesn't know is that my Cresselia is holding a mental herb. So the taunt doesn't do anything. So she gets the trick room off, absolutely no problem. So then I'm just going to continue and do what I always do. I go into the Helping Hand Rock Slide combo. So there goes my Helping Hand. And this time there's actually a pause in between because Slowking will go right between them. He sets up a Calm Mind. It can be irritating, but it doesn't really bother me as a lot of my attackers are actually physically based. So I go for the Rock Slide, which I know will one-hit KO the Aerodactyl, and it actually does quite a bit of damage to Slowking too. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I can keep it on its toes, maybe keep it, constantly slacking off now that if it doesn't, it gets one attack in and then dies. That would be pretty bad for it. He sends in his Lucario now, which is, probably his best sweeper other than Slowking in the Trick Room because he has access to Extreme Speed, which he uses here to knock quite a bit of damage into my Medicham before I can do anything. And then Slowking Scald will finish it off at, +1. It's definitely going to take care of my Medicham. So he's already doing better than he did last time. He's currently taking out 1. I kind of knew I was going to lose Medicham that turn though, so I actually went with a Psychic on my Cresselia, aimed at Lucario to do whatever damage I could. If I had used Helping Hand, nothing would have happened this turn, so it's nice. Next thing I do is I send in my Magnezone Carmelo. I'm just going to use my Hidden Power Fire, knock out this Lucario because it's starting to bother me. Extreme Speed. Lucario is good in and out of a Trick Room for the most part. Slowking's kind of not that great outside of it, so, they both try to gang up on the Magnezone, which, makes sense. It does quite a bit of damage, but not nearly enough to take him out, and he goes with Hidden Power Fire, which will hit Magnezone super effectively, or not Magnezone, Lucario super effectively, and take him out. So that's one speedy sweeper in a Trick Room out. Now I just have 1 left to take care of, but this guy could be rather difficult. I had stored up a Psychic just in case Hidden Power Fire didn't happen or whatnot, and do some more damage to Lucario. But in this case, it just really does absolutely nothing. Takes off a little bit of leftovers, heal. That's it. So right now the Slowking goes for Slack Off, which is what I was expecting. Heals up half his health. Whatever. I prepared a Thunderbolt for the Slowking. I mean, he's got +1 special defense, and he is the special defensively superior version of the between Slowking and Slowbro. So it does actually more damage than I was expecting. Most of it's probably because of a Life Orb. And then I just line up a Psychic to hit Nidoqueen. And that'll take her out absolutely no problem. She's got terrible defenses. So I don't know what he had lined up there, but it really didn't do anything. And then a little bit more leftovers. If it wasn't for the leftovers, I think he would have fallen by now. Trick Room ends right here, and he sends out his Sigilif. I had lined up a Thunderbolt, but the Sigilif actually is packing Heat Wave, which is something I wasn't expecting. And it actually takes out my Magnezone right there. I mean, that much health left anyway. And I noticed it crit on Cresselia and did almost no damage. I always love when that happens. And then, unfortunately, Slowking now, of course, gets a free turn to heal with leftovers and slack off while I simply set up a Trick Room until I accomplish this turn. So now Slowking's almost at full health and he's fast again because of the Trick Room. I was almost regretting setting up a Trick Room right there, but I knew that if I didn't, I was in risk of Flygon coming in and just choice scarfing through the rest of my team. So I send out my Electros, who's incredibly bulky, and go for a Helping Hand. I'm gonna use a Wild Charge on this combo, or on the Slowking really, because it's only a single target attack. He goes for Scald. You know, it does a significant amount of damage, but not nearly enough. Go for the Wild Charge, and I know he's pretty much all, you know, especially defensive, so I'm really not worried about not taking him out. I knew it would with the between Life Orb on my Electros and the Helping Hand. I knew there was pretty much no way he was going to survive that. I lose a ton of health, you know, Recoil, Life Orb, and the Sigilif actually sets up a Cosmic Power. So I'm assuming it's a stored power Sigilif. I just don't know what its fourth move is. I assume it's Roost, and it actually doesn't have Psycho Shift, but still has a Flame Orb for some reason, so I don't really get that. I would have gone with something else like Leftovers or whatnot, since the Flame Orb really does nothing right now. He sends out Flygon. I go for the Helping Hand Hidden Power Ice, which my Electros has to deal with dragons and whatnot. He's got pretty good special attack, and since my nature is going to lower my speed, I decided, well, why not utilize it as much as I can? You know, go for those surprise KOs on, you know, the Flygons, the Salamances, the Garchomps, stuff like that. And then I just go for the Helping Hand and Wild Charge again. You know, even at +1, Sigilif cannot survive this. It does like 120% of its health at minimum. So I knew that was going to happen, and it does crit, but that didn't matter at all in this case. And then, you know, I give him the gracious extra KO because of the Wild Charge. But he probably would have fallen anyway, so, you know, whatever. Well, that's the end of that battle. I did win 3-0, so, you know, better than he did last time. Took out 3 more Pokemon than last time. He seems to have a bit more of a handle on what my team can do now. And, you know, the taunt didn't work, but he didn't know that at the time. He never actually activated my Mental Herb before. So, he knows that now. Maybe he can come up with something new to deal with me next time. And I'll be awaiting his 3rd challenge at some point in the future. This is the Fat Panda signing out for this video.